my dad had this idea a long time ago that you can start and stop family traditions all the time, by the way. Did you know that? Did you know that you can do that? Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today's question is brought to you by Erica New Girl as well. And it is, what is your favorite family tradition? You know, if I had to say, there's a couple. There's two things. So my dad had this idea a long time ago that you can start and stop family traditions all the time, by the way. Did you know that? Did you know that you can do that? But like in a more physical sense of like just doing things. Usually around Christmas time and the holidays, like we have big family get-togethers and it's very eclectic. So my parents are no longer together. They were married for 30 years, but you know, when my parents separated, they were still friends. And they were like, you know what? We began as friends and we're ending as friends. So when they divorced, it was not like a bad thing. Like they're still friends to this day. So when we have family get-togethers, it's usually like my mom, my siblings, their wives, their children, and then my dad, and then his new wife, and then her children, and then her ex-husband. Yeah, it's huge. It's like this big thing. And like I guess my step siblings, they buy my mom gifts too. My stepmother like also buys like my mom gifts and knits her hat every year. She also knits me a hat every year. Yeah, so it's a big family get together of like celebration and seeing one another. So I guess that's probably a cool family tradition that I kind of like, you know. That's something that definitely that I think is unique and people find kind of weird sometimes, but that's just who we are. And the other one is my dad decided, and he did this before we were born, that he decided that he wanted to start a family tradition that all of us had the middle name J. So my dad's middle name is J, and he also said this for a reason because it's not it's not like a vowel, so you can't like create words out of it. Like if you have like an A middle name, you can't be like map or like, you know, like something like that. So because his name was also middle name J, so he started this tradition that we all have the middle name J. So growing up, everyone in my family has middle name J, including but my mom doesn't though. My mom's middle name is like starts with an R. But yeah, so my two older brothers have a middle name J. Well, not J, but their middle name starts with a J. My middle name starts with a J. And when my brothers had their children, their kids all have the middle names that start with a J. And yeah, they've continued on. And then I as well, when I was planning on having children, I was also had a whole bunch of J names picked out because I was getting ready. I still don't know if I'm gonna have children yet. I'm still working on it. It's a whole thing. Maybe I'll talk about it eventually, but yeah. Yeah, but I think it's a cool tradition that we started. I actually was in this like kind of like long distance relationship with this person for like 2 years, by the way. 2 years of my life. And that was one of the things that I said. I was like, I have this thing about like any children that I have, I want them to have the middle name J. They also had a family tradition that all of the men in their family were named the same name, basically. So like they were like the third or fourth one at this point. And I was like, is your middle name with a J? And he's like, no. And I was like, well, then that's going to be a problem because my children are going to have the middle name J. So it was already doomed from there because I was like, no, like I'm carrying on this J thing. And he's like, well, my tradition's been longer than yours. And it was like this whole thing. Anyways, It didn't work out. And yeah, but that's a family tradition. Thank you, Erica, for the question. Much appreciated. And I don't know, do you have a family tradition? Tell me below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.